to make your character, you will need to have this tab open and a second tab open. The other one you'll open is this is a blank template sheet. You open that up in its own area, and what we're going to do is we're going to click the quote button, and if you look, we don't want this first line, so we go from the beginning of the word name, and then we copy everything except for that last Q. You're going to copy this. You're going to come back over to the original post. If you go to the bottom, it says add item. You're going to click add item. It's going to ask you what kind of item you want to add. You're going to click on system. The system we're using is Cypher, C-Y-P-H-E-R. It autofills it right here. Now at this point, you paste all of that code that we originally had into this text box. And what I'm going to do is show you what this looks like. So we click preview, and this is what it looks like. It's completely blank. So you'll replace name with the name of your character. You'll replace the descriptor with the descriptor you use, the type with the type of character you are, and your focus with the foci that you choose. After that, you fill in all your stats, your tier, your effort, experience. On this part, you're going to have the first one, which is your maximum pull. In this case, it's for might, because you see it says might pull. So this will be your maximum. This will be your current. They'll be the same because we're not using this to keep our stats as far as your pulls go. Your edge you will need to enter, whichever one you have an edge in, and you continue that for the speed and for the intellect. When you come down to skills, what we're referring to are skills that you're either trained, specialized, untrained in. So if you're trained in, let's say, speed defense, like that, then you'll want to take away the S. If you was specialized in speed defense, then you would want to take away the T. So it would look like that. If you was untrained in it, then you take away the S and replace the T with a U. Now, this is not your character skills. This is simply skills that you're trained or specialized in. After that, you put down the armor you have, and you'll put it in this format, or medium, or heavy. I'm just using a leather jacket as an example, but you put down what your armor is, if it's light, medium, or heavy, and then what it actually is, if it's a bulletproof vest, if it's a full body suit, whatever it may be. Your damage you will use in time, but right now you start off at hail, which means you're A-OK. Nothing's wrong with you. So you put an X there. Your recovery rolls is 1d6 plus the level of character you are. You're starting off as a tier 1 character, so it'll be a 1. Now some focus and some descriptors will add to that, so if they do, then you'll need to change that up or down according to that descriptor of yours. Right now you haven't used any of your recovery actions, so all these will be blank. As you use one in the game, you'll come back to this page, edit it, and put an X in whichever one that you used. Attacks go for what the item is, what the modifier for that item is, and the damage for it. So as an example, if you are trained in heavy ranged, then maybe you'll have sniper rifle. Correct that. The modifier would be 0 if you are actually trained in heavy ranged weapons. And then the damage would be 6, as a heavy weapon is 6 damage. If you did need to change your modifier for some reason, you had a modifier on this, then you'd either change it to a -1 or a +1. Next, you have special abilities. Now, this is where your special skills come in, like hacking. And then you would put what the hacking ability does. Right here, you need to put your intellect point. So it would be okay. So this tells us that the hacking skill costs 2 ability points to use, and then you put a description of what it is. You can copy it directly out of the cipher book. After you have your description, you copy all of it and put an I and that italicize it. Then for your hacking, you put a B and that makes it bold. Let's take a look at that real quick before we move forward. This is what that'll look like. Here we go. If you look at special abilities, it says hacking. 2 intellect points is the cost, and then a description of what it is. So you see how the bold and the italicized work. If you go back to the code, anything inside these I brackets right here, see the I and the I, anything inside that would be italicized, and anything that is, here we go, inside of the B brackets, that's this bracket here and this bracket here, will be bold. Now you continue that with any abilities you have. You more likely will have quite a number. If you have an inability with anything, as an example, can't swim, so it's a inability for swimming. You make that bold. Now moving forward, you have equipment. If you go to the armory, here it's listed inexpensive items, moderately priced, expensive. So you can fill this out onto your equipment. So let's say we have a nylon rope of 50 feet. We'll put that into our equipments. And then we also have a first aid kit. That's always good. You can put that into your equipment. And just keep hitting enter, and you can enter all of your equipment in there. After that, you have oddities and artifacts. Right now, you're starting off with either one of them, so you don't need them right now. You can add them later if you find them in the game. Ciphers. What is your limit on ciphers? You press, as an example, 2 or 3 ciphers, whatever your limit is. And then when I assign you ciphers, they will go here, and it'll be as an example, a grenade cipher, and the level it is level 6 grenade cipher. And then if you have another one, you paste it down there and you can continue. Now also you can put the descriptor of what that is. If it's a spider cipher and you don't think you'll remember what that'll be, then you can put the descriptor of what a spider cipher does, how long it lasts, and all that, again out of the core rulebook. Background. You enter your background here, and when you make your character, you're going to come up with 3 different things. What we need is the background and initial connection, which is down here. And that's going to be connecting you to a member of the team. So if you go back here to the original page, you can see right now there is 3 members. So you can connect to Serval, Lore, or Vel. And that connection will give you special abilities later on. Lastly, you have your type that you repeat down here and your focus. Then when you click save, I'm going to click preview, but when you click save, it'll add it to this list. Right here, it'll be added to this list of everybody else's. After that, I can show you how to get a banner and how to create, let me find one here. Here we go. Show you how to get a banner and how to create this text below your banner. So you'll have your might, speed, and intellect, experience, and recovery all listed on the same banner. So that's all for this video. I'll get back to you shortly.